Angelina. So today I'm going to be doing a movie collection video or DVD collection, and yeah, I'm probably be doing this in parts because I have a lot of movies and I also can talk a lot, so I don't want a super long video. So this is going to be the first part of maybe like a 3 to 5 part series or whatever. Um, yeah, so I'm just going to be going through them and maybe saying a little bit about the movie or giving my thoughts or where I got them, and or I'll just show them depending on the movie. So yeah, and I kind of refer to this more as my nostalgia movie collection just because most of the movies I have are movies and DVDs that I watched when I was younger and growing up, and I wanted them on physical media, which I'll talk more about that when we get to a certain DVD on why I decided I wanted to collect physical media. So let's just get into it. So first I have 8-Bit Christmas, which is a Christmas movie that came out on HBO Max a couple years ago, and it's probably my recent, most favorite recent Christmas movie. Yeah, and yeah, it takes place in the 80s, and I really like it. I think it got pretty mixed reviews, but I wanted to own it because I don't always have HBO Max, and I wanted to be able to watch it any Christmas that I don't have HBO Max, and if they take it off of there. Next, I have 9 to 5. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I just got this for like $7, just the DVD. Next, I have Addams Family and Addams Family Values, and this is actually the movies that made me want to collect physical media because I would always want to watch these on Netflix during the Halloween season, and they were always taken off during the Halloween season, and then they would be on any other time of the year, but during Halloween they would always get taken off. I know like technically these like Addams Family Values isn't technically a Halloween movie, but it's the Addams Family, so obviously they're associated with like spooky and stuff. So I just got this from off of Amazon. Sorry, I'm kind of jumbling my words. Just got this off of Amazon so I could have it, and it just has both of them. So I can watch it whenever I want, and I don't have to rely on streaming because streaming is extremely unreliable, and it's better to own the physical media so you can watch whatever you want. Next, I have Adventures in Babysitting. I've actually never seen this. I've seen parts of the newer one, like the Disney DCOM, because my niece was watching it, and then my brother gave me this just in case I wanted to watch the original one. But I haven't yet, but I do plan to. Next, I have Alice in Paris. This is something I found at a thrift store, and I was really intrigued by it. And it says, I'll read the back just because it's like a very weird DVD. It says, Alice of Wonderland is back, and this time she's traveling through the heart of France. From one adventure to another, she meets a whole new group of friends. Join Alice as she embarks on a new journey with classic children's book characters such as Madeline and Anatole, I don't know how to pronounce that, the French mouse. Alice in Paris is a timeless children's classic to be treasured forever. So I haven't watched this full thing yet, but I did put it on and like skip through it, and it's interesting to say the least from what I've seen. But I did find it, I grew up reading and watching Madeline, so to see them like interact I thought would be interesting, but I haven't fully watched it yet. But yeah, just an interesting find. Next, I have Alice in Wonderland 1999. This was like a BBC version of it. It's 2 hours long, super long. But I've seen it so much that it kind of can get through it quick because I've already seen it, so I know like what's happening. This was the version I grew up watching, and it's without a doubt my favorite version. If you're into Alice in Wonderland and you haven't seen this version, I highly recommend it. It has a whole bunch of iconic British actors in it. Ben Kingsley, and Gene Wilder, Whoopi Goldberg, Christopher Lloyd. Like, it's just amazing actors. A lot of people who were in the Harry Potter movies are in this. Not a lot, like 3, but, you know, it's still, like, an interesting amount that, like, me and my sister point out anytime we watch it. Yeah, but anyway, highly recommend it. Even if you're not into Alice in Wonderland, just watch this because it's an interesting watch if you're into movies. Next, I have just Disney's Alice in Wonderland. This is like the most recent thing I got. My mom just found it at like a church sale and stuff, and I just got it to get it. Next, I have Angela and Ballerina, Dance of Friendship. I watched this when I was younger, so I wanted to have physical media. Next, I have Angelina, Ballerina the Nutcracker Suite. I didn't watch this version of Angela and Ballerina because I was fully grown. I was fully grown when they changed it to like this animation, but I have this. Next, I have Annie. This is the Annie I grew up watching. And this was just at my grandma's house, and I like saw it on her bookshelf, and my grandpa was like, you can take that if you want it, we're not gonna watch it. So I just took it because I wanted to have the version that I watched growing up. So I don't think this is the DVD I watched though, but still. Next, I have Aquamarine, a summer classic if you ask me. This is pretty self-explanatory. It's about a mermaid. So yeah, probably one of my childhood favorites also, and I still love it to this day. Next, I have Arthur's Christmas. I've only watched this once when I was in middle school, but I really liked it, and I've been wanting to watch it again for years, but I never seem to get around to it during the Christmas season. So maybe this year, but this is a really good movie from what I remember. I remember really liking it. Next, I have the Babysitter's Club movie. I didn't grow up watching this or reading the books, but I watched the TV show that was on Netflix, and I really liked that. So I saw this at the thrift store and decided to get it and watched it, and it's pretty good. It's what you'd expect it to be. It's a Babysitter's Club movie. Next, I have The Bad News Bears, the remake with Billy Bob Thornton. I grew up watching this. I really like this movie. I know it's like not that. I don't think it's that well liked, especially for a Bad News Bears movie, because maybe it's a little bit more like raunchy. I don't know, but I have that. Next, I have Barbie 3-movie holiday collection, but only 2 of them are in there, and it's the Nutcracker and the Christmas Carol. My mom just got this from the church sale, so it only has the 2 movies, but that's fine. And I just grew up watching Barbie movies, so. Next, I have some more Barbie movies. I have Barbie and the Magic Pegasus. I'm pretty sure I watched this one when I was younger because I remember like the Pegasus and stuff. So yeah. Next, I have Barbie Swan Lake. I had the Swan Lake Barbie when I was younger, and I grew up watching this one, so that's why I got that. Next, I have Barney All About Opposites. Then my mom or my sister just got me this from the thrift store because I grew up watching Barney. It's not open. I just have it to have it. Next, I have Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas. I'm sure I watched this when I was younger. I don't have the like best memories of it, but when I watch like videos about it, it's like vaguely familiar. Like I remember this like dress and watching her be like out in the snow. So that. Next I have Because of When Dixie. This was my favorite book when I was younger, and I just loved this movie. So I just got this. This is always at the thrift store also. Like whenever I go to the thrift store, they have a copy of this. So if you want this, I would like check out a thrift store. I'm sure you can get it online for really cheap too though. Next I have Beetlejuice, another one I grew up watching a lot. Yeah, I think this was one of the first movies I had in my movie collection that I got for my movie collection. I think I got it like right after I got the Addams Family. Next I have The Benchwarmers. I haven't seen this movie in so long, but I love baseball movies. So I just got it because of that, because I like movies about baseball. I hope like the rattling of the DVDs isn't messing with it too much. Next I have Big Daddy, that Adam Sandler movie. Grew up watching this. I remember watching it in my grandma had like a SUV that had like a VHS, like you play VHSs, and we used to watch this in there all the time because we had the VHS to this. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm so okay. Next, I have Billy Madison. I've actually never seen this. My brother just gave it to me so I could watch it at some point because I really want to watch it. So I hope I get around to it soon because I've been wanting to watch it for years. Next, I have Blue Crush. Never seen it. I saw this DVD though at the thrift store, and this is on my summer watch list. So I decided just to get it just in case I can't find it on any streaming when I decide I want to watch it this summer. So it's a surf movie, and I don't really watch a lot of surf movies, but I think I'll like it. Next I have Blue's Clues Gets Cool and Cool. This is another thing that my mom got me just because I grew up watching Blue's Clues. So yeah, I also got Blue's Room. I actually did want this just because I have a vivid memory of this show, of this premiering after an episode of Blue's Clues. That might be able to tell you how old I am if you look it up, but I vividly remember this premiering, like the first time it came on. I assume that I do, that the memory I have is of that. Because sometimes I think that like I was alive when stuff came out, or I remember stuff coming out, and then I later found out like no, that was like, so, but I'm pretty sure I remember watching this the day it premiered, like right after an episode of Blue's Clues. So next I have Blue Valley Songbird, the Dolly Parton movie. I've never seen this, and it's just because I have not been in the mood to watch anything sad lately. And I know the song that this is based off of, or the song that, I don't know if it's the song's based off of the movie or the movie's based off the song, but the song is pretty sad, so I haven't been up for watching this yet. But I didn't even know that this was like something you can get on DVD, and then I got it for Christmas, and I was like caught off guard. I was like, whoa, I didn't even know that they had this available to buy. I thought it was like an obscure movie that Dolly Parton made, but yeah. Next I have Borat. I watched this when I was younger. Probably shouldn't have been, but I did. It's just funny story is that I got this from the thrift store, and then when I got home, I opened it and saw this, and I didn't look closely at it, so I thought it was an actual bootleg. And I was like, oh my god, I bought a fucking bootleg from the thrift store, but then later found out that that's just what the DVD looks like. So yeah. Next I have Bratz Rock Angels. Me and my sister used to watch the Bratz movies growing up, and this is one I vividly remember watching when I was younger. So next I have Bridesmaids Unrated. I saw this when I was younger, even though I probably shouldn't have. And then on my, like, 18th birthday at midnight, when I turned 18, I wanted to watch a rated R movie that I had watched when I was younger, that I wasn't supposed to watch, and finally watch it when I was, like, legal to watch it, technically. And so I chose Bridesmaids. So this was, like, the first thing I watched after I became a legal adult at midnight. So, and it still holds up. Still an amazing, like, hilarious movie. Next is Bring It On. Watched this growing up. I loved cheerleading when I was younger. I loved anything about cheerleading. I loved anything that had to do with cheering. I loved, so I loved all the Bring It On movies and stuff. I have very distinct and vivid memories of watching this movie growing up. We had the VHS. So yeah. Next, I have Bringing Down the House. Another one I watched growing up. This movie does not hold up at all. I love Queen Latifah and I love Steve Martin, but this movie just, like, really is not it. But I do like having it on DVD just because it's one I very vividly remember watching as a kid. It has the girl from Halloween Town. But yeah, it does not hold up that well. But next I have this, it's broke, this 3-pack of Camp Nowhere, which I just recently watched with my niece. And then Baby, Secret of the Lost Legend, and My Father the Hero. I want to watch this one. I think it's, like, about her, like, going on a trip with her dad and then seeing this older guy that she likes and, like, pretending like she's dating her dad to impress him or make him jealous. I don't know. A creepy concept, but I kind of want to see it. And then Camp Nowhere, I just recently saw and never seen this. So this one, I didn't grow up watching these, but I really like this. I love Christopher Lloyd. So next I have Camp Rock. I was a Disney kid growing up. Grew up loving Disney. That was my main thing I always watched. So I loved all the, like, musical Disney DComs. And so Camp Rock was a part of that. Next I have Captain America Civil War. I like superhero movies for the most part, and I really love this era of Marvel. I'm not really into, like, Marvel stuff that much anymore after, like, Iron Man and Captain America left it, but I loved the crossovers. Avengers, this, Age of Ultron. I loved the crossover events, as some people call them. So next I have Care Bears, just another thing I grew up watching. My mom got me the DVD to it. Next I have Cars. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. Probably one of my favorite Disney movies. I just love it so much. I love the, like, all-American road trip vibe, and I feel like this movie has that mixed with, like, racing, which I love NASCAR and racing movies too, along with baseball. So those are, like, my two favorite type of, like, sports movies, is racing and baseball. So next I have Cat in the Hat. Watch this growing up. This movie is not a good movie per se, but it's funny. It's not good, it's funny. So that's why I still, like, love it to this day, because it's just hilarious, and I can quote this movie endlessly, like, honestly. Don't know if that's embarrassing to say, but it's the truth. Next, I have The Challenge, American Ashley. I don't know if I've actually ever, I don't know if I've ever actually seen this one before, but I did grow up watching Mary Kate and Ashley. So, and this one I heard is a pretty rare one. I found it at the thrift store. I feel like I see a lot of people have it though, so I don't really know how rare it is. But this is just about them going on, like, that TV show, The Challenge. So next I have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. this was one of my favorite movies for the longest time. It's kind of gone down on the list of my favorite movies, but still love it. I like it better than the Gene Wilder one. I know that's unpopular, but I think it purely just because this is the one I grew up with. So I don't think it. I still like the other one. I think I just like the atmosphere of this one better that Tim Burton built. So, and I very much resonate with all of the kids in some way. So next I have Charlotte's Web. My first grade teacher was obsessed with Charlotte's Web. We went and saw the movie when it came out in the theaters as a class. We went and saw a play. We would watch it in school. In class. We watched the cartoon, I'm pretty sure. And this one's pretty cool. It comes with the DVD, obviously, but it also comes with, I'm pretty sure this is a bookmark of Wilbur and Charlotte. So that's really cool. Especially because I'm pretty sure this was just a thrift store find. So for it to have all that stuff in it, pretty cool. And yeah, this was again one of my childhood favorite movies. My favorite childhood movies, and it was because of my first grade teacher, not in a bad way, but shoving it down our throats and forcing all of us to like it and enjoy it. And it worked because I love this movie still to this day. Next I have Cheetah Girls 2, probably the best Cheetah Girls movie. It goes Cheetah Girls 2, the first one, and then the third. And I want the first one on DVD, but it's hard to find. Well, it's hard to find. I haven't found it yet. I'm sure it's not that hard, but Cheetah Girls 2. Next, I have A Christmas Carol. Disney's A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. I feel I remember this being a big deal when it first came out, of the stop motion or whatever that they had. I think I remember seeing stuff on Disney and being look how this was filmed. Da, da, da. So I don't know if I've ever actually seen this version in full, because I remember us watching it in class one time, and obviously we didn't get to finish the whole movie. So I don't know if I've ever actually seen this full thing. I feel like I probably have, and maybe I just don't, maybe it's just forgettable, but I have it. Next I have A Christmas Story. I don't really like this movie that much, but obviously it's a Christmas classic. But yeah, I don't really, definitely not one of my favorites. But it's nice to have on DVD, I guess, because again, it's a classic. And it kind of has grown on me, even though I haven't seen it in a couple of years, where I've come to appreciate it more, but still not one of my favorites. I haven't seen the new one either. Next I have Chrysanthemum. This is just one of those books that they turn into a DVD, where someone is telling the story of Chrysanthemum. I think I haven't watched this since I was real little. It's a Scholastic thing. It's not that long. It's probably 15 minutes, but it's really cool to have it on DVD, I think. Next I have Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella with Brandy and Whitney Houston. This was the main Cinderella that we watched growing up. I don't really ever remember watching the original Disney Cinderella as much as I remember watching this one. And it's probably because we probably had this one VHS. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite and my go-to Cinderella movie. Next, we have A Cinderella Story with Hilary Duff. Probably the most iconic, to me at least, retelling of the Cinderella story in a modern way. I also do really like the Selena Gomez one, and I want that one on DVD too. But yeah. Next I have The Click. This is kind of niche but also really known movie. I remember reading the anime they had of this, and I grew up watching this movie, loving this movie, always trying to quote it at school and be cool, and now I came up with all those burns on my own of being what is one of them? Did I invite you to my barbecue? No? Then why are you all up in my grill? It's so stupid. But this is supposed to take place in middle school, so yeah. But honestly, a classic, and I'm glad to have it on DVD because it's a very like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, it was a movie that was like perfect for me as a kid. If that makes sense. Don't know if it really holds up now, but I still love it. And it has Bridget Mendler in it, who I love. Next, I have Clue. The first time I just saw this past October or something for the first time, and when it ended, I was like, that wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be. But then like a little bit later, I was like, wait, no, that was actually like super funny and great. So it took some growing on me, but I really like it now. And last for this one, I have CMT Crossroads, Taylor Swift, and Def Leppard. I just got this off of Amazon. I assume they probably still have it, maybe. It was a very like, I just looked up like Taylor Swift like DVDs on Amazon, and this popped up. I watched this on YouTube. I've never watched the actual DVD of it. But it's just like, if you know what CMT Crossroads is, where they get a country artist and they get a artist of a different genre, rock, pop, whatever, R&B, and they have them like perform their songs with each other and stuff. I like their version of Should Have Said No and Pour Some Sugar on Me. I like those are the two versions I really like off of this. So yeah, great find, especially for a Taylor Swift fan like me. So yeah, so that was the end of part 1 of my DVD movie collection. I don't know how long this series is going to go on for, because I'm probably going to have some different videos dispersed in between them, most likely, maybe. But I hope you guys liked it. I have a whole bunch of different types of movies from different genres. So if you weren't really into like the movies that I showed this time, stick around because I have plenty different genres. This was literally just going from the numbers to C's, so we have like the entire alphabet left and probably some more C's to get through. So I hope you guys like this, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.